Welcome back to episode 5 of the Cardinal Chronicles. I'm here with Dylan, my co-host, and a very special guest, Stanford baseball player Trevor Haskins. Welcome to the show, guys.
Yeah.
How's it going? Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
I'm excited
Trevor,
to be
thanks
on.
for coming on today. Big weekend this weekend. You guys got Georgia Tech this weekend. Very good team. What's the mentality going into this weekend for you guys as you guys, approach a big series?
It definitely is a big series. I think just taking our game to them, not trying to overdo anything, not trying to, overplay, just play Cardinal baseball. Our pitching's going to do their thing, our hitting's going to do our thing, and just playing solid defense behind our pitching to back it up. So, if we can do those three things, which we've done, early in the season, then we'll be in a good spot this series.
What do you
Yeah,
think is the key to success going into this game?
Oh, sorry, what was that? I missed the first part.
I think it's like the key to success. Obviously, you guys draw back-to-back series, but you're doing well in the midweek. What's kind of gonna get into you this weekend if you guys are gonna win?
Yeah, I think our coaches did a great job scouting and reporting, and we did a great job preparing this weekend. So just taking the things that we worked on this weekend in practice, a little more specialized defense and a couple other things, on the offensive or defensive side, and taking those couple reports that we had and just kind of applying them throughout the game. I think biggest thing is just like when we play free, when we play simple, when we play loose, cool things tend to show up in the game. And so just playing our game, not trying to, get out of our shoes, but just do what we know how to do, and we'll be in a great spot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and over the last couple weeks, obviously baseball's a tough sport. You lose games and stuff, but what has been your guys' mentality kind of the last couple weeks? You guys have, obviously Cal series was a bit tough and all that, but what has been your guys' mentality to kind of staying locked in and focused, even during times of struggle?
Yeah, I think the baseball season kind of like unlike any other seasons. It's a long season. It's a longer season. We play many games. I don't know how many exactly, but I know it's a lot. 3 to 4 times a week.
Mm.
Um, and it could be easy to check out. Kind of start to like your mind start to wander. But it's you need that support around you to kind of reel it back in, and that's what our team does a great job of. All guys on the roster do a great job just kind of reeling everyone back in, reminding everyone of the same goal, which is, win a game at a time, win a series at a time. And eventually that'll put us in a good spot for later down on the road in the season. But baseball too, like because it's a long season, you're gonna get series like last weekend or the weekend before. Losses are inevitable. Everyone knows that. It's just about how you kind of go, build, and respond from there. And that's what we're looking to do this weekend, just kind of respond over the last 2 weekends and kind of build off of what some of the momentum we had earlier this week with our series win against Santa Clara.
hmm
Yeah, and
I think oh, you
I
got
was
it.
just being in the Pac-12, very tough conference, right? You have the UCLAs and all those schools, but now you're in the ACC, which also is a very tough conference. You got the Clemsons, the Dukes, all those schools. Have you noticed a difference kind of in just, style of play or kind of just in general between the ACC and the Pac-12? Like just what has been like the biggest difference that you've kind of gathered from playing in both conferences?
Yeah, like you said, both have very good competition. Your Pac-12 has insane. Sorry, the track there passing through it. Um, yeah, the Pac-12 has insane competition. Same thing with the ACC. There's a league competition everywhere you go. Um, I think one of the big differences, one of the cooler differences for me has been the energy and the environment going to some of these ACC parks. Not you don't get that as much in the Pac-12, except maybe if you go to like Oregon State. But going to UNC and definitely Virginia for our past two away series, you definitely felt that energy in that environment and the bigger crowds. You have more people kind of chirping you from the stands. You have more people yelling. You kind of feel it while you're on the field more, and I love that. I think that's part of the game. It makes it fun. It makes it exciting. And so that's been one of the cooler differences that I've noticed. And I'm looking forward to that too next weekend when we head to Clemson.
Yeah.
What was it kind of like going to Chapel Hill? Obviously, they were what, number 4 in the country, I think. Was that like a different, you said it was a different environment, but do you think it was like good to be able to go on the road? I know basketball and football struggled a little bit, going all the way, but like going into your first road series and like dominating a really good team in the country, like what was that kind of vibes?
Yeah, there's a ton of history on Chapel Hill, and we were looking forward to heading there and playing them. Yeah, it was our first. series. This I'm pretty sure it was our first series. Yeah, to start off the season, our ACC series. And same thing, yeah, we knew there was going to be good competition. We knew they had, elite arms on the mound. Their hitters could swing it, and they played good defense behind it. So, we knew what we had to bring to them. And when you go on the road, you have a smaller roster. You unfortunately can't bring everyone. And so I think when you go on the road, it's important that that group stays strong together and everyone's pushing in the same direction. In that series, especially, we were able to do that. We were able to, and everyone was on board. Everyone was pushing the same direction. The that core was there, and we created our own energy in an environment like that where the energy is it could get to some people. So looking to take that and just kind of apply it to all of our away series, but more kind of focusing on this weekend against Georgia Tech. Definitely just bring it here as sunken.
Yeah,
So far in your career, obviously we talked about the Pac-12 and ACC. Who is the best player you've either faced the best pitcher you've either faced or the best player in general that you've played against or have just seen in general?
that's a good question.
That's a great question. I have to think. I mean, each team has guys that are at that next level. I mean, I gotta go with the guys on our team. I'm watching Rentaro put balls into the swimming pool right here. I'm watching Joey throw 90-mile-an-hour sliders, and that's just that's abnormal stuff right there. So I gotta go with the guys on our squad doing pretty unhumanly stuff. It's cool to
There you
watch.
go.
I had
Yeah.
a question about Rentaro. So I don't remember what game it was specifically, but I saw a picture of you and his like celebration where you guys do like the bow. Can you tell me
Yeah.
a bit about that?
Yeah, I don't think there's not much thought to we yeah, after the series or I mean after game wins, like after we win a game, we meet in the center of the diamond and everybody starts to high five each other. Um, and the corner guys meet each other, so that's why me and Rintaro meet each other. So we come up, we jump up, shoulder bump, and then we look at each other and we bow, and then we give each other a big hug. And I don't know, that's kind of been going on for the past few series. I don't really know how it started or how it came about, but we just kind of did it, and it's kind of stuck. And so, yeah, it's a fun way to celebrate, right after, Aiden Keenan goes out there and strikes someone out in a winning game.
I
Yeah.
love
And so Rentaro, he's in an interesting situation. You don't really see a lot of, Japanese players come to play college baseball. What's it been like having him on the team and kind of learning about his culture and having him just be on the team in general? Like, what's that been like, like this season among you guys?
And also to add
Yeah.
to that a little bit, also having like all the media presence with all the, Japanese guys like, documenting his career.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's been amazing. It's been so much fun having him out here. He came, I think it was last March, so just about a little over a year, I guess, just about a year ago. And man, to do the things that he's done in the year have been insanely impressive. I don't know many guys can come here, to a foreign country or go to a foreign country and just kind of like one learn the language so quickly, kind of assimilate so quickly. I mean, I know he's doing well in his classes, which is presents a challenge when there's kind of that language barrier. But he's doing phenomenal. He's doing well in his classes. His English has gotten much better, which has been like crazy just to see, in just a year. I mean, I've been doing Duolingo for like 300 days. I'm still kind of struggling to learn some of the language on there. But no, Wintaro, he's a great kid. He's awesome. He's fun to be around. He brings that energy both on and off the field. He's a guy you look at from across the field, and you can't just help but like smile and want to just give a big bear hug to. And then that's just speaking to his character, kind of like unrelated to baseball. The when he's on the baseball field, he's just a straight competitor, and you love to see. That's what you want behind you when you're pitching, and that's what you want with you when you're on offense. And he displays all those qualities. And then I'm sure you guys know, the power speaks for itself,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and the hitting
Are,
speaks for itself.
are
And
those
also his
show?
defense, his defense too is amazing. Like he's quick, he's agile. And I don't think that gets recognized by everyone
Yeah.
else, but he's a quick and agile defender with a good arm, and he moves well too. And so it's really fun to watch him play and really fun to watch what he's going to do here over the next 2 years because he's just an awesome guy to be around on and off the field, simply put.
Are those Shohei comparisons warranted, would you say?
Are you talking about the one where I think it was Shohei was like he has a better swing than me?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Of course, yeah. Rintal's got the best swing in the world. Dude.
That's
Rintal's got a
awesome.
beautiful swing. Shohei's number two to
Yeah.
him.
So Trevor, I had a question. I actually asked you this in the press conference the other day. So, like, I was talking about the midweek, how you guys beat San Jose State, was it last week? And then Santa Clara this week. So being the San Jose guy, being able to take on some of your friends, what was that experience like?
Oh, I love it. Those are the games I look forward to every year, especially the San Jose State and the Santa Clara midweek games, just because, yeah, born and raised in San Jose, California, and kind of growing up in the travel ball scene here, I got a chance to know, many cool guys and play with and against many great baseball players. And so a lot of those baseball players have gone to, are playing at San Jose State or played at Santa Clara or San Jose State, and every single year we get a chance to face them. It's fun being able to talk to them on the field. It's also like, no, I still want to kick your ass when I'm out here in between these lines. Like we're here for business too, but at the same time, like it's great seeing you guys. And I think that also sparks the competitive edge more too. I'm like, no, I really want to. I'm trying to beat you guys because you guys are my friends as well.
Yeah.
But it's fun to see, guys that I played with and against since I was, 11 and 12 years old, out here on the baseball field, on a Division I baseball field, playing against them for a competitive midweek game.
And you
So,
guys go at Santa Clara, right?
Yeah, we're going to Santa Clara in I think 3 weeks, couple
Oh,
weeks.
really? That's gonna be
I
fun.
think so.
so
Yeah.
aside from playing at Stanford, out of all the Bay Area parks you've been to, Cal, Santa Clara, all that, what would you say is the nicest park you played at?
And
Aside from something,
At Oracle if you played there.
yeah, either one,
Uh,
any place.
oh my God, it's my dream to play Oracle. I have not played at Oracle, but I really want to. Um, you said in the Bay Area?
Yeah, between Cal, Santa Clara, San Jose, aside from your guys' home field, which is the nicest one you guys have played at around here?
Um, I give a quick shout out to my high school Valley Christian. They have a beautiful field. But
We
when
do, we
saying that to
do.
say when I was in high school, we would look forward to playing at Santa Clara's field, the Broncos field, because that would be where we had the like our WCal championship or like our league championship and league tournament. And so whenever we'd have our league tournament or league championship at the Santa Clara's field, there was a lot of energy from, our high school rivals and in our school would have good support too at those games. So I think it's kind of nostalgic for me and I have memories there from when I was in high school. So going to Santa Clara's field is always fun. And I
Yeah.
think it is remodeled too. I'm thinking it might be all turf. Um,
Yeah, I think
and
so.
so I mean I saw we played on the turf last year. Yeah, and it was beautiful turf.
Yeah, Santa Clara has a hell of a field. I'm really excited to cover the game there. I'm hoping I can make it out to that one, but that one's gonna be really
Well,
cool.
I have a hot take. I
Hell
think
yeah.
every sport, football included, should get rid of turf, should not do turf anymore. Turf is bad
Not
for your
why.
knees. Turf is bad for the knees. It's bad for everything. Turf needs to just be abolished. No more turf, just grass. No,
Some turf stadiums look good.
no, no, no. I'm old school that way. You cannot have artificial surface. You cannot have an artificial surface. It's not good for you. It's really bad for your knees, your legs, all that stuff.
You guys have
I
played
can
at
understand that. I can respect
Bellarmine.
that.
Trevor, you guys have
Bellarmine, yeah. Bellarmine's all turf.
they have
Yeah.
a
Have you
turf
been
field.
to Bellarmine?
To Bellarmine? Yeah.
Okay.
I like their
Yeah.
turf. I think they do a good job with that.
No bad. I will say there's no bad hops on turf though, as much
That's
as
true
a
though.
dirt field. I will say that.
No,
Yeah.
that's one benefit. Yeah, you can't get away with booting and ground ball. Like there's yeah, like you said, there's no bad hops on turf. It's very predictable.
No excuses.
Yeah.
So,
So
Trevor, I had one question. So we asked Gaithan Bernadelle, Stanford linebacker, about a similar thing about college football 25. Obviously, he's in the game, pretty different from you because college baseball isn't a thing. But if it is, what would you kind of expect that to be like? And to add, what would your overall be?
Oh, that's a great question. I know what you're talking about. I don't play video games too often, so I'm not too familiar with like the lingo and like I haven't played MLB The Show in a long time. But I'm looking to get MLB The Show 25, like the one that just came out. Honestly, I'm
Awesome.
looking to get it today ASAP because I want to start playing it, especially like having no classes this spring. I'm like, oh my God, what do I do with all my free time? Let me, on top of these other things that I want to try out, let me just try out, like, maybe try being good at video games for once in my life. So,
They got college teams
um,
too.
what's that?
They got college teams too.
they do.
I heard about that. I think what do they have? They have Vandy, UCLA,
Yes,
Yeah.
you
LSU.
Fullerton too.
They have Vandy, Fullerton, Tennessee, LSU,
You see,
UCLA.
yeah. They
Uh,
snubbed Stanford. I'm not gonna lie.
they have a
Yeah,
couple.
yeah,
Yeah, they
we
have.
need Stanford on that
Yeah,
list.
what
What are
are
we
we
doing?
doing?
It's mostly
We-
SEC schools, and they have Fullerton for some reason. But I do
Of
know
course,
that Fullerton. I do know that Fullerton's a power house or used to be. So that makes sense. But they put all the SEC schools in there, and then like two Pac-12s. But yeah, mostly SECs in there.
Oh, so yeah, we need the card in there. That's what we
that's
need.
what
Heck
I'm
yeah,
saying.
ACC
How
schools
about
now.
that? That's when I'll start playing MLB The Show. So when we get Stanford baseball on
There
that
we
on the
go.
game.
And what do you think your overall would be if you were to be in the game?
Overall,
And give me
uh,
your power and contact like overall too.
99s across the board.
you have to give me like give me like a comp. Like what would like a certain major leaguer be? That way I'm not like, oh,
So,
I'm
so
a
I'll give you an
95 and
example.
Mookie Betts like 84 or
So
something.
I'll give you a great one. Travis Bazzana, right? He just got drafted. I think he has a 68 or 70. Like he's got a pretty good overall for a rookie, for like a prospect.
I think
He's like low 70s, I'd say. And then shoot.
I would go like I think Willie Adames probably has like an 85. Matt Chapman.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good matchup. And Bizarre, okay. Yeah, Travis Bizarre, he's a hell of a player. So I'm going 70 overall right there with him. And then projectable, sky's the limit. So we're gonna go 100 or 90 on
Well,
overall,
it's
whatever it
always
goes
good
up
to have
to.
low because then you can develop quicker. If you're lower overall and you have a good dev,
Okay.
you can go crazy after you get called up to the
Unlimited
big.
potential, we'll
Great.
say that.
Unlimited
Hell yeah.
potential with a 70 overall, you go up quick.
Love that. Love that. That's where we're at right now. Yeah. What did I'm sorry, what was his name? The linebacker?
Guy from
I forgot who he
Bernardale,
is. Yeah,
Gaithan
what did
Burnett.
he say?
uh,
He has a rating.
he has, I think he was
Oh,
like
that's right, because
a,
they're in the game. They're in the game. They're in the college game. That's right.
He
yeah, so I
actually
think he
had his
has like
own
a,
like 96 card or something.
well, he opened it, yeah, he's in Ultimate Team and thinking franchise, I think in regular, the
Yeah,
base game, I
regular, I
think
think he was like an 85, I think.
he's like an
Yeah,
85. Yeah, he's pretty highly, I think he's one of the top players on Stanford in the game. I'm pretty
yeah,
sure.
I mean,
Oh yeah, that's sick.
makes sense.
So
Love that.
so let me ask you this about the travel, right? What's the travel like for you guys and kind of how have you guys been able to adjust to like the tough travel of the ACC? I know you guys go all over the place. It can be tough. How have you guys been able to adjust to that?
Yeah, I think going into the season, it was definitely something that was kind of talked about. It was definitely a concern, but we don't want to really use the travel as an excuse for any type of we don't want to use it as an excuse. Um, but having been on a couple travel trips now, the travel trip there isn't too bad because there you're like amped up, you're excited, you're waiting for the series. On the way back, you're like, oh God, not to sit on this 6 hour flight, but crammed up. But travel has honestly, from my experience, like I'm fine with time zone changes and time differences. It doesn't affect me too much. And like I said, like yeah, going the way or on the way there, you're super excited. Like let's go. Like I'm ready for the series. Let's get this series on. So I'm ready to play as soon as I get off the plane. But that plane ride back is definitely a little brutal.
Definitely
Are you
brutal.
guys able to do homework and stuff on the plane
You're graduating.
on the trips or what?
Oh, we are. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's split half and half. You have half your guys, watching, the newest Severance or whatever show, whatever episode's out. And then you have half your guys working too. And because it's a 6 hour flight, we have a lot of time to do those things.
All right, Trevor,
But
I
it's
have
also fun though. It's fun going to the airport with the boys and just kind of like messing around and sitting around on the airplane for a few hours. They make it fun. The boys make it fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
I had one more question, Trevor, unless you had any more, Dylan. I was
You go
one
first. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I was wondering, so I'm starting to get more into like the national baseball scene. I'm going to Texas, Georgia this weekend, which I'm pretty excited
Hell
for.
yeah.
But are there any teams that you watch nationally or Stanford watches a lot nationally or any players that you really like enjoy watching at a national level, not just like within your conference?
Um, I haven't. I do enjoy like whatever game, whatever college game's on. We'll definitely put it on in the locker room and watch. It doesn't matter who it is. Like we'll just turn on, ESPN or whatever channel, to find a college baseball game, and then we'll also watch Wheels. Are you guys familiar with Wheels?
No.
I don't think I am, no.
It's a YouTube account that posts like pretty much like the highlights of like some of the top games of that day, and they do it every single Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And
Mhm.
when you get a chance, you guys can go look at it. But it's like it condenses the game down to like 12 to 13 minutes. We'll watch that a lot.
Okay.
But like a lot of the teams on those channels and a lot of the teams on Wheels are SEC and ACC teams. no more Pac-12 because obviously the Pac-12 disbanded. But it's fun to watch those teams play too. Because like I said earlier, the environment and the energy there is just crazy, and you can feel it through the screen. You really can, and you can and you're like, and we're watching these Clemson games, right? And we're like, dude, we're about to be there in a couple weeks. Like, let's go. That's. I'm already getting fired up for that. And so,
Week?
um, what's that?
Is that next week?
That's next weekend. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. And but I think like I can't say a favorite player off the top of my head or a favorite team off the top of my head, but just watching college baseball in general, there's just a different energy that
Yeah.
goes into college baseball that you don't get elsewhere. And it's fun watching kids like guys your age, like guys that are also 21, 22 years old, go through the same process and go through the grind and reap the rewards during games that you're also going through as well. So there's just an environment. I mean, there's just an energy with college baseball that you can't really replicate or you can't really find elsewhere. And
Yeah.
that's what makes it super fun to watch on like ESPN or on channels like Wheels. And yeah, feeling that energy of some of these ACC and SEC parts through the screen is it fires us up for sure.
Yeah, so I don't. Speaking of the energy, I don't know if you saw this, but I think it was the Kentucky Texas A&M game where the pitcher delayed the pitch or the inning because of the travel curfew, and there
Oh,
was
I
like,
did see that.
oh, I don't know.
I
Did
didn't see
you
this.
see
Wait, what
that,
happened?
Trevor?
No, I didn't see this.
Yeah, so it was weird. It was like the pitcher for I believe A&M, like there was like a travel curfew for certain schools where
I
you
think it's
can't
4:30.
be like you can't play a certain inning after you can't play if you're away, you can't start a new inning after like 4:30. So the
Oh,
pitcher
because they have
held
to
the
travel back
ball.
to their school.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so he
So
held
then
the
fly
ball
back.
really long and waited till like the last second to throw a pitch, and then the Kentucky it was like the manager got into it. What's your stance on that? Like have you guys experienced a travel curfew situation at all at away games at all, or is that not a thing for you guys?
Um, I'm sure we have one, but I was just unaware of it. That's the first time that I've heard of a travel curfew. But that's kind of crazy. Yeah, I haven't heard of something like that. That's an interesting situation. I mean, I guess if you're the team where, you're down one run coming up in the last inning and the other team's like kind of stalling on the mound, in that situation, I'd be like, let's go try to pitch the ball. We're trying to win this game. But it's an interesting situation. Yeah, I haven't heard of that recently. I guess I was just unaware of it.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, it was a weird.
crazy.
It was definitely a weird situation. That's what I'm saying. The energy in that situation was great. I believe. I think it was the A&M coach got into it with the
He
Kentucky
was ready to
coach.
throw hands. He
He
was
was ready to throw hands. Like it was
Hey,
a pretty funny.
nothing like that to fire the boys up or to fire the squad up.
Yeah, that fired everyone up. I think after the game,
Yeah.
they were just like the adrenaline was pumping between both teams. It was pretty cool. It
yeah.
was a pretty cool thing to see, actually. I hate to say it, but it was cool.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate you, Trevor. Thank you for hopping on, Dylan. And I won't be there this weekend, but I wish you guys a good luck and hopefully we get a sweep, a big series win against Georgia Tech. And thank you guys so much.
Oh, yeah, thank you. We're gonna miss you this weekend, but thank you guys for your time. I appreciate it. I had
Yeah,
a
no
lot of
worries.
fun.
Thank you for coming on,
So thank
Trevor.
you
Thank you
guys.
for coming on.
You
Good
know
luck this weekend and go Card.
Go Card. Thank you guys. I'll see you soon.